Good evening. Tonight, this is a look back at the LA wildfires 1 year later. Starting January 7th, 2025, Southern California endured catastrophic wildfires, most notably the Eaton and Palisades fires, driven by extreme 100 plus mile per hour Santa Ana winds and severe drought. The fires would destroy over 18,000 structures, among them homes and businesses, caused 31 confirmed deaths, though studies suggest fire-related deaths could be around 440 from health impacts. The fires forced more than 200,000 people to evacuate, beginning January 7th and burning for 24 days until January 31st across a combined 57,000 acres. Fires prompted an unprecedented state and federal response, including the EPA's largest hazardous material cleanup in history. Both the Eaton and Palisades fires were human-caused ignitions. Federal, state, and local agencies undertook massive cleanup and recovery efforts, including hazardous material removal and environmental remediation. Toxic runoff threatened marine life and communities after major winter storms. Impacts I saw firsthand over the weekend with muddy water flowing from the hills of the Pacific Palisades towards PCH, leading to roadway flooding and brown, muddy ocean water off the Pacific Palisades and Malibu coastline. Nearly a year later, many homeowners continue to struggle with rebuilding and insurance claims. A recent report documented troubling trends, rising premiums, delayed or denied payouts, and claims often settled for far less than expected. Experts and lawmakers acknowledge the need for stricter enforcement of consumer protections. Many people have sold their properties or left the area, and an investigation into State Farm's insurance practices is now underway. The Pacific Palisades Santa Ynez Reservoir, managed by LADWP, was offline during the fire, and central to firefighting efforts is again facing repairs. Officials plan backup water lines to avoid a repeat crisis, though residents remain on edge amid today's anniversary. The Cedars-Sinai researchers found a 24% rise in ER visits for respiratory illness and a 46% rise in heart attacks after the fires. In a surprising first, abnormal blood tests for general illness more than doubled within 90 days, underscoring the wide-ranging health effects of wildfire smoke even for residents far from the burn zone. The Palisades fire was traced back to the Latchman fire that smoldered underground from a January 1st ignition. Authorities arresting 29-year-old Jonathan Rindernicket, who faces up to 45 years in federal prison for arson-related charges. Federal prosecutors allege he intentionally set the initial fire after a night driving for Uber. He recorded the blaze and later attempted to create evidence of innocence, and they actually are using, in this case, his ChatGPT records. Simultaneously, the Department of Justice sued Southern California Edison, alleging its equipment sparked the Eaton fire in Altadena and Pasadena, seeking $40 million for firefighting and for his rehabilitation costs. After action reports from LAFD and LAPD cite coordination and communication failures, understaffed initial responses, downed communications, and confusion over command hampered efforts, with many firefighters working 36 to 48 hours straight in dangerous conditions. The Palisades fire ultimately killed 12 people, injured 4 more, injured 1 firefighter, burned 23,448 acres, destroyed 6,837 structures, damaged 1,000 more, and became the most destructive fire in Los Angeles city history, with damage estimated at $45 billion. The Eaton fire would kill 19 civilians, injure 9 firefighters, destroy 9,418 structures, damage more than 1,000 more across 14,120 acres, with losses estimated at nearly $30 billion. It is the 5th deadliest and 2nd most destructive wildfire in California history. The early hours of the fires brought harrowing scenes of desperation and scenes of courage. The first towering plume of smoke rising above the Los Angeles County coast, an image that confirmed what had been feared for days as fire conditions reached extreme levels, was now happening. That night, an eerie orange glow in the dark canyon above Altadena, signaling the start of the Eaton fire. Gridlock on Sunset Boulevard and other streets out of the Palisades fire zone, coupled with a spine-chilling plea from law enforcement and firefighters: get out of your car if you want to live. Residents of a senior center in Altadena, many in gowns and wheelchairs without shoes on, evacuating as chaotic wind fanned smoke and glowing embers. A man laden with bags packed with his belongings and carrying a painting as he escaped the Pacific Palisades home on a bicycle into a storm of flames and embers. Firefighting aircraft grounded because of the ferocious winds that continued into the night. Hours later, the daylight on morning after the start of the fires revealed destruction on an unimaginable scale. Homes and businesses representing hopes and dreams, in some cases of several generations, had been reduced to rubble and ash in a heartbreaking scene. Several smaller fires broke out during early January, a month that included more than a dozen days of red flag warnings for Southern California, forcing fire crews to scramble in a desperate extended battle to protect lives and property. Neighborhoods and cultural landmarks and historical landmarks destroyed. Now, ongoing health, legal, and insurance battles for survivors of this devastating disaster. But despite all that, there are signs of hope and recovery in the Palisades and Altadena. Homes are being rebuilt, though slowly. Progress is being made. The city of Los Angeles has already received more than 3,000 permit applications, 1,400 of which have been issued at the start of January, according to the city. Nearly 2,900 for rebuilding were received by Los Angeles County, 1,153 of which have been issued as of January 2nd, 2026. Thousands of applications remain in review. Christmas Tree Lane, which survived the Eaton fire, was filled with people every night in Altadena this past holiday season. Also, the Palisades Village Shopping Center, the downtown of the Palisades, is set to open sometime in the first quarter of 2026. Coverage of the LA wildfire disaster does not end here and will continue as me and other journalists continue to hold power accountable, and as new information does come out, I'll be sharing it across all platforms. Thanks for watching the LA Wildfires 1 Year Later special. Have a good night.